Stephen Cureño, KOR The Sports. We're here with the one and only Mikey Garcia, recently retired. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Let's get into that a little bit. Well, first let's talk about this charity we're here for, Boxing Wags. Deontay Wilder's wife, Tilly Swift. It's a great organization, man. You're here out to play some golf. You got the golfing gear ready to go, man. Talk to us about it a little bit.
Have some fun, but at the same time, raise awareness and show support, against prostate cancer. It's a great organization, with Deontay Wilder and his wife, and they put together a great event. So I was fortunate to get invited, and take an opportunity to come and shake some hands, say hello, and like I said, just more than anything, show lots of support. Recently decided not to be boxing no more, so I got a lot more free time now. So I'm hanging out, chilling,
Right. Yeah.
What
You big on golfing? Are you big on like the golf and stuff circuit? Maybe like the mini golf circuit, maybe a little better than the real circuit?
I'm not so bad at the Wii, I'm honestly not a golfer, but I do get invited once in a while to different events. I figured, might as well just go hang out. It's a great opportunity to hang out with people, good people for good causes, and just have some fun. And then that's really why I come out here. I can hit the ball sometimes I miss. I strike out. I mean, whatever. It's just for fun.
Does the power translate? When you get a good crack on the ball, you're like, all right, cool. I still got a little bit.
Sometimes I get a good hit, good contact, and it feels good. But it doesn't happen very often. I'll be honest.
Right. Well, hopefully it goes good today, man. Let's talk about Wilder real quick, just because obviously he's going to be here, coming back fighting Robert Helenius, former sparring partner.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about Wilder's comeback and the guy he's facing?
I think it's good for him to come back and get back in the ring. Facing Helenius is a decent opponent. It's a good opponent for a return fight. I'm more interested in seeing how Wilder performs. What has he maybe made adjustments? I expect him to win, but I don't want to see a one-round knockout either, because that really doesn't show you anything. I want to see what he's able to do. Maybe he's working a little more on some defense, maybe working behind a jab more, maybe little things like that, just to see if there is some more improvement on his game, and that's what we would want to see, because he's still obviously a big threat in the division. Heavyweight division is being very, very competitive, very stacked at the moment, so he can still turn it around at any given point. One punch is all it takes.
Yes, sir. Talking about the heavyweights, man, Uysk just beat Joshua. Yes. Joshua had a kind of real emotional response afterwards. I think, maybe just emotions got the better of him, in the moment. Is it just kind of unfortunate that happened kind of in front of the world, you know what I mean, as opposed to maybe, backstage or things like that? I mean, fighters go through a lot, with a loss like that.
I seen highlights and video clips of his reaction. I didn't see it when it was live. I saw the fight. But then I turned off the fight after the fight was over. But I did see some of the clips, and it seems like it was kind of in the heat of the moment. The passion, the emotions got the best of him. It's part of the process of dealing with the loss. Sometimes some fighters react in different ways, and although there's always criticism for whatever reason, there's fighters who, don't even take a fight for personal reasons, and they get excused.
Right.
He was being open about it, so that's. I'm not saying that's an excuse for his loss, but it's a reason. It's not an excuse, like a made-up excuse. It's a reason for reacting the way he did. He was going through a lot. He's been through a lot, and sometimes, a lot of times, fans don't get to know, what fighter goes through and what his upbringing was like and stuff like that. It was just something that happened. I did see a improvement in his game. He did seem to be fighting better, kind of tired in the last few rounds, and that's kind of what made the fight swing in favor of Uysk. But before that, I think it was a pretty even fight, very good fight. I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back. He just needs another fight or two to get back in the rhythm of things. Fighting a rematch, directly after his loss might not have been the best thing either. Because he didn't have enough time to make the proper adjustments, maybe, or even get a good training with my brother, and really get to know each other so well. So, you know, it might not have been the best decision, but he still fought very well, and I think he'll be back. Like same thing in a few fights, you'll see him back at the top.
Yeah, hopefully, man. Obviously, moving forward to the winner, Usyk, he looked good, you know, defeating Joshua again. Everyone's, you know, Usyk Fury now. That's kind of hopefully the road we're getting to. You know what I mean? But man, we're talking about 6'9" Fury. You know, like the largest heavyweight champion other than Nikolai Valuev, right? It was 7 foot, and you know, but man, one of the most dominant guys of all time. How does that one play out?
I'm a pick Fury. You know, his skills. You know, using the height and reach and power and everything. You know, I think that's going to be very difficult for Usyk. Even though Usyk is a very good fighter and a complicated fighter for pretty much anybody, but when you match up against someone so much bigger and who uses that, you know, very well and who's been at the top, and I'm going to have to pick Fury on that one. Yeah,
no, it's I haven't had a lot of people tell me Usyk yet. You know, I barely started asking it, but you know what I mean. Other than Usyk's team, right? But man, another fight I want to get your take on. A guy you've been in the ring with, Errol Spence. Hopefully we get the announcement, man. Hopefully, I don't know. We're getting a lot of delays, so we'll see if this fight even happens with Terence Crawford. But if it does, what do you think Terence Crawford comes out more southpaw, more right-handed in that fight, or will he have to maybe continue to switch to try to keep Terence guessing?
Terence usually starts off as a right-handed fighter, but quickly switches to left-handed and stays that way. I think he's going to stay and fight as a left-handed fighter for most of the night, if not the entire night. And I'm actually thinking Terence has a much better chance than people sometimes think. I would pick Terence Crawford to win that fight. I think he's able to make adjustments better. He's able to box and also fight on the inside and, you know, switch it up at times. So it's a very even fight, but I'm kind of leaning towards Crawford a little bit. But we definitely want to see it. You know, hopefully they come to terms and announce it soon, because they've been going back and forth for a while, but we haven't had any clear, you know, announcement yet. So we'll see how. Hopefully they get it done before the end of the year.
You said that Terence, you know, makes a lot of adjustments, and you've seen it a lot. Bernard told me the same thing, that's why he favors Terence Crawford in that fight. But people have told me as well, I want to say, like Sean Porter told me that Spence made like adjustments with you, right? Maybe he was boxing at first and realized like, oh, maybe this is kind of working, and that's an adjustment as opposed to maybe going after you and giving you opportunities for you to be aggressive. Would you say that Spence makes adjustments as well, just maybe not as obvious as Crawford?
I always said that Spence was a fighter that doesn't show just like it's not like a highlight thing. It's a little bit of everything. He does everything very well. He knows how to control the range, the distance. He knows how to control your footwork. You know, he does a lot of little good things. But I think the difference would be with Crawford. He's shown to make changes on the spot, like just to correct things real quick. I think that's going to be a difference. With Spence, even though he does make adjustments, but he's still kind of always the guy to come forward and try to, you know, impose his size and everything. Versus Crawford, sometimes he comes forward, sometimes he just decides to box and switches up from left-handed to right-handed. And Spence is just a left-handed fighter the whole entire night. Crawford can switch things up. That might complicate things for Spence. That might switch it up and you know, confuse Spence for some time. So that's why I figured Crawford might be the fighter to you know, be, you know, just a little bit better, just a little bit, because it's a very even fight, man. It's so even. It's hard to say, you know, oh, this guy for sure. Right. I mean, but I'm still kind of leaning more in the Crawford side.
Last prediction I want to get your take on, man. Hopefully we get this one as well. This one looks a little less further away than Spence Crawford, but Tank versus Ryan. They're talking about it. Is it time for? Is this the right time for Ryan to take that fight? I talked to Hasim Rahman, and he says that there's a lot of hype on Ryan, and maybe that's what's pushing him to maybe take these bigger fights. But is it time that these guys meet up, and who do you favor with that one?
I got a favorite Tank. I favor Tank right now. Probably against anybody in those divisions, lightweight and even some of the super lightweights. I still favor Tank. He's a beast. Ryan, he's got some good skills. He's got speed and power, and he's got confidence in himself. So that's always good. I mean, I don't know what else you want to wait for. I mean, what's one or two other fights gonna do for Ryan if he's not fighting top guys like that? I think it's time. I mean, he did build up a big hype behind him, and that's it takes time to get to a certain level. But at this level, he's fighting the contenders. I mean, I don't see why you need to wait. I think he's right there. He's ready, and if he wants to prove to everybody that he is, the man, or that he is not just a social media, influencer fighter, then he needs to win these kind of fights. He needs to take these kind of fights, or else he's not going to be credited, ever. So I think whether it's Tank or somebody else of that caliber, I mean, he needs to be fighting those fighters now.
Man, before I let you go, man, obviously you recently retired. We talked about it in the beginning of the interview. What led to that decision? Was it just kind of guys that you wanted to get in the ring that couldn't happen, or fights you wanted to make that couldn't happen, or you're just, man, that's it? You're just kind of, you prove what you needed to do, and you're done.
I was just ready to retire. It was fun. Right. It was fun for while it lasted. My career was a good career. I feel like I had a good career, and I mean, the best part of everything is that I'm happy and I'm healthy, physically healthy. I'm able to enjoy and move on with my life without any regrets, without any injuries, without any damage taken. So I'm happy with that. I achieved a lot more than I ever imagined, and it was time to hang them up. And I got tired of boxing. I got tired of the sport. I got tired of the politics. I got tired of the drama and the business, that goes behind the scenes, and I just didn't want to do no more. I'm pretty happy. It's time. I'm happy. time to enjoy life in other ways.
Yes, sir.
Boxing takes a lot from you, man. Boxing takes a lot. It's a sport that you need to dedicate yourself 110%, or else you're not gonna be ready. During training camps, you gotta really focus on boxing, isolate yourself from anything else. You got no time for anything else other than boxing. And when you do it for so many years, I mean, eventually you get tired of it. When I remind people, I mean, I started a little later in boxing. I started at 14, but I'm 34. That's 20 years of my life, pretty much full-time dedicated to boxing. In between fights, even though you do get some, free time, you're still never really away from boxing. You're always around boxing. You always got to be, watching what you eat, and you got to stay in shape a little bit. And so you're never really away, even in between. I got tired of it. I'm tired of doing that shit, and I'm ready to just enjoy my life. Enjoy what I've accomplished and hang out with my friends, my family. Everybody that's close to me has kind of told me, man, you should fight again. Yeah, physically I could. I know I can. I know I can win a lot of fights, but I just don't want it no more. I don't care for it no more. What's one fight or two fights gonna do for me? Even another title fight, what's that gonna do for me? It ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna change my life. So I think it's time.
Yeah. Man, well deserved, man. Enjoy your retirement. Thank you so much for your time, brother. Thank you, man.